Hello everybody. I'm relaxing on the couch. Just got home from school. It's a weird perspective angle, huh? So I got back from school. First Monday back. It was great. I had art history, which I was actually late for because for some reason I thought the class began at 8 or 9:30. I actually began at 9. So that was a little uncomfortable. And then I had a break, so I went and got a delicious breakfast burrito at La Victoria. God, they're so good. So delicious. And then I went to the library and did a little bit of work for the art show as far as coordinating and getting dates set for the art show. I've got it all set. So probably Wednesday. Yeah, probably Wednesday I'll be releasing the info. I'll do it verbally on here and then I'll mail out copies to everyone. Got home, petted the babies, and got this movie back in the mail from Heather New. Thank you. This is one of the movies I was in, and that's me right there with the cowboy hat running. Some of you may have seen this movie. Some of you may not. But it was my first biggest role. If you type in the title, you could see a trailer for it. So, now that Heather has sent that back, I will be sending her the most recent one I did, which is To Dream of Falling Upwards. And I have a pretty decent role in this too. So Heather, sometime this week I'll be sending this to you. And thank you for taking good care like you promised. Mwah! Heather, I think, is an awesome fan of the Duncan Sphere. Let me just say that. She always comments. She always has interesting things to say. And is very, very funny. That being said, moving on. So we had the most wonderful time with Corey and Ian Saturday. Oh my God! Like, we don't entertain that much, so it was an absolute delight. We just snacked all evening on delicious snacks and chatted and talked crazy, telling stories back and forth. Just having the greatest old time. Tonight, I'm very excited because we're going to have spaghetti with turkey meatballs. Yum. And salad. We might even do vegetarian meatballs if there's a good price point difference, because half the time we do the veggie meatballs, we don't even really notice because it's just delicious. Just delicious. Speaking of which, when I get the burritos, I just get rice, beans, cheese, and salsa. And that's enough for me. Also, along with when I send this to Heather, Steve Chamberlain, if you're still watching, I've got your pictures, and I'm going to be sending your pictures very soon. So that's very good. 3D. Duncan in 3D. So I saw XT, one of my friends from last semester, who was in a class with me. It was an absolutely horrible online group communication class. It was just the worst. I mean, everything bad about it. It was like the materials weren't good. The instructor wasn't very engaged. It was just terrible. But the one good thing was XT, and we are still friends. And I saw her as I was running through the student union today, and I was like, oh my God, do you have a red shirt on? Because I saw her with a red shirt. I didn't have time to stop because I realized I was running late for my art history class. And there's nothing worse than that moment when you're like, oh, hey, and you think it's somebody and it's not them, and you're running late, so you're like, oh, hey, I thought it was you. I gotta go. And you look like you're in some strange movie. Or I look like I'm in some strange movie. So, here we are Monday, almost the end of January, coming up to the themed weeks for the show, the Duncan Sphere. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Check out my weird hairline. We'll talk about that at some point, but not today. Alright, later.